Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, hold on to your hats because the NFL rumor mill is heating up, and the latest whispers are all about the Giants potentially making a bold move that could shake up the NFC East. Sources close to Adam Schefter have indicated that the Tennessee Titans might be open to trading L'Jarius Sneed to the Giants, and if this deal goes through, it could be one of the most impactful trades of the offseason. Now, I know what you're thinking, Sneed. That's a name we've been watching for a while, especially since he's been making waves in Tennessee. But what exactly is the big picture here, and how does it benefit Big Blue? Well, let's break it down. First, let's talk about Sneed himself. At 28 years old, he's a versatile cornerback, someone who's proven he can do it all on the field. With 6 years of NFL experience under his belt, he's accumulated 260 tackles and a remarkable 12 interceptions. That's not just numbers on a page. It's a sign of a player who's instinctive, reliable, and capable of making game-changing plays when it matters most. His PFF grade has been consistently impressive, hovering around 87. Which puts him in the upper echelon of NFL corners, especially in coverage. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, and in the 2025 season, he's been a key piece for Tennessee, playing 15 games, recording 62 tackles, 4 picks, and 10 pass deflections. His EPA per target stands at -0.18, which means he's doing a great job limiting yards after catch and making plays when the ball is in the air. His coverage grade from PFF is an elite 88. And he's allowed only 4 yards after catch per attempt. The guy is healthy, consistent, and doesn't have any major injury history, something the Giants have been valuing highly in recent years. Now, why would Tennessee trade Sneed? Well, the Titans are sitting at 5-10 this season and seem to be prioritizing their offense, especially with a focus on bolstering their offensive line and extending the contract of receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Their backfield is average at best, averaging just 26 points per game, and they're facing some cap issues, around $20 million in dead money and salary cap space that needs to be managed carefully. Trading Sneed could be a way for them to free up cap space, acquire draft picks, and focus on rebuilding their squad with younger players or draft assets. According to insiders, Tennessee might see the value in a couple of picks, especially considering their previous trade of Jalen Ramsey in 2023, which was a solid move but left their secondary exposed on deep balls. Sneed could be that piece that helps them rebuild while they focus on other areas of need. But for the Giants, this potential trade is huge. Adding Sneed to their secondary would drastically boost their pass defense, which has been somewhat inconsistent this season. Right now, the Giants are relying heavily on Deonte Banks, who's shown flashes of brilliance, and rookie cornerback Flott, who's had some injury setbacks. Bringing in Sneed would not only elevate the overall talent level, but also give the Giants a true playmaker in the secondary, one who can lock down top receivers and force turnovers. Based on their projections, acquiring Sneed could lead to an increase of about 8 interceptions for the Giants, which would be a massive boost in creating turnovers. Their pass yards allowed could drop by around 18%, and that's a game-changer in close matchups. Looking at the stats, Sneed's presence would complement the Giants' existing front seven perfectly. His ability to cover tight receivers and make plays on the ball would align well with the team's defensive philosophy. The Giants have been aggressive in building a defense that can force turnovers and keep teams from scoring easily. Sneed's addition would serve as a significant piece in that puzzle. His experience, combined with his high PFF coverage grade of 88. And his knack for breaking up passes, makes him an ideal candidate to help the Giants take that next step toward consistent playoff contention. Now, let's zoom out and think about the bigger picture here. The Giants are in a prime position to make a deep playoff run, especially with Daniel Jones showing flashes of brilliance this season and Saquon Barkley doing his thing when healthy. The defense, however, has been a bit of a roller coaster, giving up some big plays and struggling against the run at times. But if they can shore up their secondary with a player like Sneed, it could be the final piece of the puzzle that turns this team into serious contenders. Imagine a defense that's forcing turnovers, getting pressure on the quarterback, and shutting down the division rivals. That's the kind of recipe that can lead to Super Bowl success. Speaking of the Super Bowl, the latest odds have shifted quite a bit. Early in the offseason, the Giants weren't even on the radar for many betting lines. But now, with the right moves, they could see their odds improve significantly. If Snead joins the team, the Giants' chances of making a deep playoff run could jump from +50, 0 to +12, 500. That's a massive leap, and it shows how much one impactful addition can influence the entire outlook. In the NFC, their odds could go from +25, 0 to +6, 0, making them a more serious threat in the conference. Now, this trade isn't just about adding a player. It's about signaling that the Giants are all in, committed to building a defense that can carry them through the postseason. And let's not forget the NFC East. The Eagles are still a powerhouse, especially with Jalen Hurts leading the charge and their secondary improving. But the Giants could be positioning themselves to challenge that dominance. Snead's presence would give them a bit more edge, a little more swagger, and a lot more confidence in their ability to compete with the best. Plus, if you look at the trends from last season, turnovers made the difference in tight games, and Snead's ball-hawking skills could be the X-factor that pushes the Giants over the top in crucial moments. Of course, all this speculation hinges on the deal actually happening, and there are still questions about how both sides see the value. Tennessee may be hesitant to part with Snead at a reasonable price, especially considering his age and production. The Giants, meanwhile, will need to balance their cap space and draft capital to make the deal work. But if it does happen, it could be one of the defining moves of the offseason for Big Blue. It's the kind of trade that energizes the fan base, shifts the power dynamics in the division, and sets the stage for a serious playoff push. Now, thinking about the impact on the team's chemistry, bringing in a veteran like Snead, who's been through the ups and downs of NFL seasons, could provide leadership and stability to a secondary that's still young and learning. His experience in high-pressure situations and his ability to read the quarterback's eyes could help the Giants create more turnovers, which have been somewhat sporadic this year. The coaching staff would certainly be thrilled to add a player who fits their defensive scheme so well, especially considering how much they emphasize aggressive coverage and forcing turnovers. So, while it's still just a rumor at this point, the potential for Snead to don the Giants' blue is an exciting prospect. It's a move that could make the Giants' defense one of the most formidable in the league, and it aligns perfectly with their goal of returning to Super Bowl glory. The NFC is wide open this season, and with the right pieces, the Giants could be the team that surprises everyone and makes a deep postseason run. But as always, we'll keep a close eye on how this story develops, and I'll be here to bring you the latest updates. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, if the Giants can finalize this deal, it's not just about adding a player, it's about sending a message. The team is serious about competing now and building a defense that can carry them through the playoffs. The secondary will be a cornerstone of that strategy, and Snead's versatility makes him a perfect fit. His ability to shadow top receivers, create turnovers, and play with confidence aligns perfectly with the Giants' vision of a tough, aggressive defense. Moreover, it's worth considering how this move could influence the entire NFC landscape. The Eagles remain the team to beat in the division, with their dynamic offense and improving secondary. But if the Giants can strengthen their pass defense with a player like Snead, they can match up better against Philly's aerial attack. The balance of power could shift slightly, with the Giants becoming more of a threat in the NFC East. It's all about strategic moves, and this potential trade could be the domino that sets off a chain reaction, elevating the Giants from a decent team to a legitimate Super Bowl contender. And let's not overlook the emotional aspect. Fans love to see their team make bold moves, and acquiring Snead would certainly create buzz and renewed hope. It's a statement that the Giants are investing in their future, that they're willing to go all in, and that they believe in their roster's potential to challenge the league's best. The energy in the fan base would skyrocket, and that kind of momentum can be contagious when it's time to hit the field. Of course, there are still some hurdles. The Giants will need to manage their cap space wisely, and Tennessee will want a fair price, especially considering Snead's proven production and age. But if both sides can find common ground, this could be the offseason move that defines the Giants' trajectory for years to come. It's the kind of move that turns heads, sparks debates, and ultimately helps a team reach the promised land. So as we wait for official confirmation, keep your fingers crossed, Giants fans. Because if this trade goes down, it might just be the catalyst that propels Big Blue toward the Super Bowl, giving us that extra edge we've been craving. The NFC is ripe for the taking, and with the right pieces in place, the Giants could be the surprise team everyone's talking about this time next year. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to US and TO, the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news.